Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thought I'd try to do something different today. I've been racking my brain how in the world that I'm going to do audio with the built-in helmet, adapter, the GoPro adapter that I read, has a lot of issues with. It's doable. It works. There's a lot of people that have success with it. But I've been racking my brain. I don't have the gear for that yet, and I really don't want to spend hundreds of dollars. I just bought the bike, and I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars of trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to incorporate audio within the actual video track with the GoPro camera. So, being kind of a tech guy and thinking outside the box, I'm like, well, why don't I just record a separate video track, right? While I watch the video. So I'm telling you guys what I'm doing here, sitting at my computer. So what I do is I have the video, I use Sony Vegas, let's see, it's called Movie Studio 17 Platinum, something like that. It's a very nice program. I only paid like $69 for it, so I'd highly recommend it if you're thinking about getting the GoPro and doing some video editing. It does everything I need it to do. I'm not going to have a Hollywood production here. This is just a hobby for me, and I think it's fun to record my commentary while I ride the bike. And anyway, look, check out this van coming up. Didn't even see me. Thanks, buddy. These people speed freak, man, around here. They come out of these parking lots and they just glance. They just glance. They don't even look. So I had to make sure I had my brights on. I didn't have my high beams on, and it's partly my fault, but not really. These people just don't pay attention. They're speed freaking. Everywhere you go, people speed freak. Just the way the world is. But anyway, getting back to the audio, I thought, yeah, why not just record a second track? I mean, hell, I got my my voice recorder. my video is, like I said, the GoPro Hero 6 Black, as I put in the screen there. But the audio is, I use Audacity, which is a free download, very good audio editing software. And I incorporate that with the Movie Maker, not really Movie Maker, it's called Movie Studio Platinum. It's really Magic. It used to be Sony Vegas, but now it's Magix, M-A-G-I-X, I believe. And I put it all together in there. So I have a separate audio track that I'm recording now with just a simple mic that's plugged right into my PC, okay? And then I, edit the video, kind of condense it. As you can see in the video, this was going to be a short ride around my neighborhood, outlying areas. I'm going to take the Honda ADV back to some back roads. We have a canal near our house that kind of flows through, and it's called Canal Road, actually, in Hamilton, Ohio. So I'm heading towards that, get off the main beat, and I'm going to go kind of do some backcountry roads. But yeah, getting back to the software, I think this might work out well. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm just going to do, like I said, a separate audio track. I'll put some music behind it, softly in the background, and, just put it all together and see what happens. To me, it's just been a pain in the ass to try to get audio while I'm driving, or riding, I should say, with the GoPro. I mean, there's ways to do it, but you got to throw down some dollars to do it, and I frankly spent enough right now with the bike and everything else, so I'm going to try it this way. And I do appreciate the people that record and hear the engine noise or the muffler noise of their bikes. This is a scooter, guys. Really nobody cares to hear the engine noise of a scooter. I mean, it's no big deal. So I'm figuring, why do I have to really incorporate the sound of the motor when it's 150 cc scooter? It's like, that's pointless to me. I guess it's kind of cool at times, but I think it's better just to, people want to hear commentary. Like, at least I do. When I watch videos, I struggle to hear people. I really do. I mean, they have a lot of background noise from the wind, and I don't know. I mean, without spending, like I said, without dropping $200, $300, $400, $500 to get a really nice. Also, you got to worry about your helmet. If your helmet's kind of cheaper and you don't have a lot of wind blocking processes with your helmet, then you're just fighting yourself, man. So I'm like, you know what? I just thought of this actually a couple days ago. I'm like, why don't I just record an audio track and mix it together, dub it with the video inside my software, and bada bing. I think it'll work out well. So let's get back to the video. That's kind of how I do it right now. Again, I use Movie Maker. Sorry, I keep saying Movie Maker. Man, that's an old Windows term. Movie Studio 17 Platinum by Magix, Magix. Check it out. I think it's $69. You can download it. And I use Audacity for when I record this voice right here. I plug my mic, which is just a little, lavalier, collar mic. It's not anything elaborate, trust me. I bought it for like $20, on Amazon, and I plug it right into my PC, and that's what I'm recording into right now. Cool? I mean, so simple. I mean, there's no problem to it. So I'm going to try it this way. Anyway, back to the video. As you can see, this is a 55-mile-an-hour road right here, and the ADV picks up pretty well. I'm already, and this is uphill. You can't appreciate it from the video, but this is a very steep incline. Not steep, but it's needless to say, it'll get up to 50 miles an hour with no problem. Anything on the road except a sports car. I mean, it goes pretty quick. And now I'm going to go back down to the back roads here. These are some nice homes that are basically off the main drag. A lot of trees, a lot of foliage, and it amazes me when you're riding how cool it is when you get off the city beat, and you get back to the main roads. And you can see with the foliage right here and people walking in the middle of the road, you can see a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees, and when I ride through these areas, it feels literally like someone's turned the air conditioner on. It's amazing. It was like, 20 degrees cooler. It felt just getting off that main road. Pretty cool. So yeah, this is heading down towards Canal Road, they call it. There's a canal down here, and I like to take the ADV. I'm getting tired of riding around in the subdivisions, the neighborhoods, very congested, a lot of heat, a lot of homes, a lot of traffic, a lot of people walking their dogs. So you get off to these back roads here, like I'm doing now, and you don't have as many people, walking around. I mean, there was a few people walking in the road, but there's no walks here, no sidewalks, so what can you do? But yeah, I need to stretch out. I need to eventually plan a trip, I guess, where I am, getting 100 miles away, enjoying some backcountry roads, and, getting away from the city for a little bit. Right now, it's just hard to find the time to do that. I can't really afford to find a half day where I can just get out like that. I got some stuff going on, and it's just difficult to get away. So I just find the time right now to just ride for, even if it's 20 minutes to a half hour, just to kind of break up the day a little bit, get some stress relief. So right there, I just passed the bike path. That bike path I did in my other video, I rode right past that. You can see that in the Great Miami River video that I have. I also have a Trek hybrid bicycle that I don't ride now as often because I got the scooter. Who wants to pedal anymore, right? But I still have the bike. And that path that I just passed about 30 seconds ago was the bike path that I rode across about a month ago. So here coming up is the Canal Road that I talk about, and again, it gets even cooler down here because you're close to the water. I can't remember if you can see the water. I think you can off to the right here. I think you can see the water. I gotta remember, yeah, there's the canal right there on the right. But anyway, it's very cool down here, temperature-wise. So you saw me messing with my phone mount. I have a phone mount that I bought on Amazon. I'll put that in the description under this link under the description. It's really cool. I don't even use there's like extra bands that come in different colors, like red, black, and green if you want. But really, it's got a tight enough squeeze to it that it's never gonna fall out of there. Trust me. It's just, I could hit like a pothole the size of New York. It's not gonna fall out of there. So I don't really put the extra bands on it anymore. I did like the first couple rides, but then I'm like, yeah, I don't even need that. It's gonna be secure enough. So the phone mount's pretty cool. That way, if somebody does text me, if I have to get back for an emergency or something, I can see my text or phone calls right there, and that's just, to me, it goes another bike. It's funny, from the front end of this ADV 150, when you pass other motorcycles, they can't tell what it is. I mean, it's got a pretty aggressive look, this ADV 150 from the front. So when you're coming up on it, you know, of course I got my high beams on, so it just looks like any other motorcycle coming up on other motorists. So you get a lot of waves. There's some bikers there. That's the path on the left that I ride sometimes. That was the Great Miami River ride that I did. Check it out on YouTube if you're interested. But right there on the left is the path, and coming up, it crosses the road and then goes back to the along the Great Miami River eventually. So it is pretty cool. Trying to think, in these homes right here, this is a junkyard on the right. That's why it's all fenced in like this. It's a salvage place. But yeah, right through this stretch right here, it is completely like cool. It's actually like air conditioned right here. I don't know why. I literally like 25 degrees cooler than the main roads that I came in on. It's unbelievable. And I guess that's just part of the trees in the shade. So anyway, I've had the ADV about, I don't know, a couple weeks now. I bought it from a local Honda dealer, of course, and I went and picked it up, and it was around $5,000 out the door, even. You know, that included tax, title, fees, everything. I said I'll get one if you can give me $5,000 out the door. So I did. I just financed it. I'll pay it off before that, no worries. But for now, I just financed it, and then I plan on putting bigger amounts. I'm not going to finance it I'm not going to pay on it that long. I'm going to get it paid off sooner. But for now, I just let Honda deal with it, and I'm riding it for like 86 or 87 bucks a month, pretty cheap. But I'll pay it off sooner. So down here, I think I'm just going to turn around in this school. I don't want to be gone from home too long, so I got a lot of stuff going on at home. So I just wanted to take a quick little ride and get out for a bit. And you know, you see some bikers around this area because that trail is pretty close by. So this is just a school that I'm going to turn around in, and then I'll get back on the main road. But yeah, I enjoy the ADV. It's like I said, 150cc. And the other night, I went riding with my son and his friend, and we did take a little longer trip out to Oxford, which is a local college near me, Miami University, and I got that thing up to 66, I think, a few times. Like I mentioned in the other video, I did have to lean, kind of lean forward to get the wind, so it wasn't blasting on my chest. But that windscreen that you see there, the adjustable windscreen on the ADV, I leave it up because I don't see why anyone would want to leave it down. But you know what? I don't think I've ever ridden with it completely down. But when it's up like this, the wind from the screen actually does do a nice job. You don't feel it as much. It kind of blows over my helmet, so it's not like right in my face. But you're still going to get some resistance. But I did get it up to like 66. And again, that was like twice. But I had to lean. I had to kind of duck the wind, as they call it. But to me, that's pretty impressive, just being like only 100 miles on this thing. It's still not even broke in yet. And I'm thinking when it's all said and done, I might get up to 70 miles an hour, but I'm not really concerned about that. I don't have any need or desire to go that fast ever. But I was just trying to keep up with the other guys I was riding with, and some of those old country roads, you can haul ass on those things. But I don't really like to. I don't think it's needed, On the left right there is the bike path that goes along the Great Miami River. And that's how you get to it. So on the right is the path itself for the bike. So you got your walkers, your joggers, your Lance Armstrongs, wannabes that are riding this bike path. And the Trek bike that I have is just just a hybrid. I have videos on my channel about my bicycle, and I spent like $500 on this Trek. It's a really nice bike. You do get what you pay for in anything. So I bought that hybrid bicycle years ago because I wanted to do, just do a little bit more cycling, but I don't ever ride on the roads, and I don't wear a helmet on my bicycle because I don't go fast enough to, really. You'll hear a lot of arguments about that, but when I ride a bicycle, I don't go fast. I literally, I'm so casual about it that I basically ride my bicycle a little quicker than a normal walk. That is how slow I go, really. So I don't speed freak. I don't understand the people with the mentality that have to speed freak on everything, whether it's a bike, a motorcycle. I don't know. I'm past that age. I got past that many, many moons ago. So now it's all about casualness, just enjoying the breeze, enjoying the sights that you see here, and being in no hurry. Now I'm going, about 50 miles an hour, and that's fast enough for me. I mean, there's no reason. I think this road is, I don't even see speed limits on this. This one coming up, I can't remember what the speed limit is. No. So I think by default, this is probably, what do they say, if there's no sign postage, is it 35 miles per hour zone if there's no signage? I don't know. But people do cook on this road. They'll go fast. So you got to be careful sometimes. But for the most part, it's the sweet spot on this ADV, I think, is about between 25 to 45 miles an hour. And you're doing really nice. You're just cruising. You're taking it easy. And you don't have any worries. Okay, here you go. 35, yeah. So this road is 35. I don't remember seeing any signs, sorry, but so we got a cyclist up here that's cooking. He's going about probably 25. So yeah, you got a lot of bikes, both bicycles, I should say, on this road. And this is a pretty steep incline coming up. This is a road that I came down on, I believe. And this is called Headgates, I believe. And it's weird, you can't see the angle on the video. Oh, I had a bug in my face. I remember I had a moth or something that flew in my helmet right there. That was interesting. It was flying around in my helmet for a while. I don't know where it went. But no, this road is a pretty steep incline and twisty turns. But let's see here. Yeah, I'm going about 30, and then I think I speed up here. But this is a pretty steep incline, and if you watch the speedometer, it has really no trouble. I don't think I even had it wide open, but it has no trouble gaining speed even on a hill. Pretty steep hill actually. So it continues to pull. I'm almost up to 50 miles an hour, and again, this is complete incline. You can actually see it above that. These hills and stuff just continue to go up, 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 and up. And it has no trouble at all with. And I'm not a light guy. I'm over 200 pounds, so there's no hesitation whatsoever with this machine, none at all. So I've been fairly pleased with the ADV 150. It's very quick off the acceleration, very nimble. The more I ride it, actually, the more nimble it just feels because I'm getting used to it. I'm starting to learn how much I can lean. I don't push it because I don't really drive that fast, or ride that fast. I keep saying drive, but I don't really ride that fast where I feel that I need to just take bends like a bandit and lean, and I don't have and drag my pedal on the bottom. I have no desire to do that. I want to live a little bit longer, so I don't speed. So anyway, if you have an ADV 150 or even a PCX, which basically is the same machine, the ADV is just, it's got the better, not the better, I should say, it's just different. It's got more of an aggressive look. The tires are more capable for a little bit of light off-road. You can take this off-road, and you can, there's videos. I think Revzilla or whatever it was did a nice video on a back road, like an off-road type adventure that they did on the ADV 150, and they were popping wheelies and doing jumps, and I think that's more dramatized to trying to show the visual effect. But in order to pop a wheelie on this thing, you got to pull it. You got to stand up and pull it. It's not going to do it on its own. I don't know why people think it will, but I don't really want to try it. But I don't drive anything off-road. If I do take this off-road, I mean, there's nowhere around where I live, because I live in the suburbs, kind of a major city. I don't know where I can even take this off-road if I wanted to. I'd have to kind of research that. I mean, I live near a golf course, and it's basically subdivision only, so. But it has the capable tires, and it's got the more aggressive look, and the suspension. I think the biggest difference from the PCX to the ADV 150 is the suspension. This one has the shocks and the whatever you call those, the Showa air cylinders. So it does have a little beefier suspension with more range to take some off-road, to absorb some of the bumps. And I think what Honda was out, what they were after on this is for countries that may not have as better roads as like the U.S. Like where I live, I mean, the roads are fine. They maintain them. I got that moth I'm still trying to get, apparently. It'll wake up and fly around my helmet sometimes. So yeah, it's in there right now, just buzzing around my face and in my nose, and quite annoying. Sorry about that on the video, but anyway, the ADV 150 is fully capable of paved roads, and that's what 99% of the time I'm going to ride it on. But you do have that luxury if you do want to take it some light off-roading. I don't know who would want to do that, but my point was, I guess in some countries, the roads aren't as good or maintained as like in the U.S. These roads right now are being tore up around my neighborhood because they're going to resurface them. But in general, in some other countries, they don't have the luxury of the nicely paved roads. I mean, we certainly pay for it in our taxes and stuff, but in some countries, people are going to like the ADV 150 because you're going to probably have a better experience with the upgraded shocks and the tires on those roads that aren't as paved as nicely, and I watch a lot of videos on YouTube from other countries, and I can tell, the roads, some of them are a mess. Some of them aren't even paved. So I think this would be a good fit, and I think that's what Honda was after, is this might be a good fit for some of the countries that, like a PCX, for instance, doesn't have the capabilities, and, it's a harsher ride, so they came out with this, I think, to kind of cover that. I don't know. That's my thought on it. But for me, I was really interested in the PCX 150. I researched it literally for years that I wanted one. And then this came out, and I thought, well, that looks more like a road bike. I mean, like a dirt bike, with the tires and the suspension. I don't really think I need that. I was really wanting a PCX still, like a 2020 PCX, the red color that's only available in the United States. Or I would have done the 2019 metallic black. But then this came out, and I was trying to buy a PCX. When I finally was ready to pull the trigger, I could not find a PCX anywhere within 100 miles of my home. I called around the country, and nobody would deliver it. They said, well, you have to arrange all that. So I really didn't want to mess with that. So then I went to the showroom of my local dealer, and they had 3 of these ADV 150s. And as soon as I saw one in person, I was hooked, because it's a sharp-looking machine. It doesn't look like a scooter. It looks more of a regular motorcycle, and kind of just fell in love with it after that. And then I bought one. So I think I made a good choice. Anyway, let me know in your comments what you think, and I appreciate you watching, and I will be back.